What is the first thing you think when you hear Spain?
El rey emérito, el rey Juan Carlos I.
¿Es la mejor paella del mundo?
Y en el mismo sitio.
As most of you probably know, Spain is located here, in the Iberian Peninsula, bordering three other nations, France and Andorra in the north, and Portugal to the west. Spain looks like a normal country with a defined territory, but this European nation has quite a few places under dispute. Let's talk about the most obvious one, Gibraltar. This small peninsula is under the United Kingdom's control because, well, the UK gained sovereignty of the rocks centuries ago, and the Gibraltarians still prefer today to serve Queen Elizabeth's crown instead of the Spanish one. Gibraltar is the most obvious territorial dispute of Spain, but a few other small territories are suffering from similar situations, this time in Spain's favor. I'm referring to the several Spanish ex-slaves in northern Africa, which Morocco wants them so bad. Ceuta and Melilla are these city ex-slaves that completely belong to Spain since the beginning of colonial times and the first conquest of northern Africa by the Europeans. Today it seems unthinkable for any European nation to possess land in Africa, but Spain was able to keep these too, and also a few other islands and peninsulas. But the truth is, the cities are fully identified with Spain, and despite Morocco's claims, we won't see any change, I would say, for the next few centuries. Interestingly, do you know where also hasn't changed for a few centuries? This border here, with Spain's brother, rival, I don't know, you tell me. La Raya, as the border is called in Spanish, is Europe's oldest border and has been dividing the countries of Spain and Portugal like this for over 500 years. Along the border there's a clear change of identity between both nations, with obvious influence by both parts. But there's this tiny territory here that today is sometimes claimed by the Portuguese. This is Olivença, or Olivença as in Portuguese. This small town has been under Spanish rule for a few centuries, but in theory and according to a treaty signed in the 19th century, Olivença should have changed to Portugal's control, which never happened. I think this will hardly change in the future because the small population of Olivença, they are Spanish and they don't want to show any will to be Portuguese instead. Independently of these disputes, there's been a few decades since Spain has been composed by continental Spain, the territories of North Africa, the two archipelagos, the Balear Islands in the Mediterranean Sea, and the Canary Islands in the Atlantic. All these land and maritime zones make Spain as one of the largest European countries with so many access to the interior of the continent, but also to other regions of the globe. So why is Spain even bothering claiming these tiny Portuguese islands in the Atlantic? These are the Savage Islands, and for us to understand why Spain wanted them so much, we need to visualize the exclusive economic zones of the region. In an EEZ, countries have special rights regarding the exploration and use of maritime resources, and the Savage Islands are given a great stretch of sea to Portugal, taking part of Spain's Canary Islands EEZ rights. Spain claimed that the exclusive economic zone border should be halfway between the Canary Islands and the Madeira Island, and not the Savage Islands, sustaining this statement according to the Article 121 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Rocks which cannot sustain human habitation or economic life of their own shall have no exclusive economic zone or continental shelf. Not only that, but Spain also tried to claim the islands with the argument that they were only 165 kilometers away from the closest of the Canary Islands and 280 kilometers away from Portuguese Madeira Archipelago. Despite all efforts, the Portuguese act decent, not only showing the islands completely belong to them, but also that they are inhabitable. The most obvious thing the Portuguese did are the settle of a permanent research station in the two largest islands. Since 2015, Spain does not have any claims about the Savage Islands, and so Spain has one less territorial dispute in its hands. Nevertheless, it's interesting to know some unusual disputes about seamless territories, but that can make such a huge difference in the economy of a nation, but also in its international relations. We're getting to the end of our video, Geographers of the World. If you've enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram where I'm more active, it will help me a lot to grow and to bring you videos with better quality. Well, see you in the next top geographers of the world.